Hello students. So today we will be doing a few sample numericals on this chapter of machines. Until the last class we had covered the theory on this chapter about the first unit of machines, the areas of lever, the principle of a machine, the three classes of the levers, their examples and so on. Following that unit you should find in your book that there is an exercise with some sample problems. So I'm just going to try and solve a few of them so that you can get an idea and solve the others on your own. So my edition is a different one, so the exact number of the problem may not match. This is problem number 5 from my book, and what the problem says is that there is an arrangement of a lever like this where somewhere in the between, somewhere near the center there is a fulcrum F. At one end, the end B, we have an effort E whose value we do not know, and at the other end A, we have a load L which is given to be 15 kilogram force, kgf. What does the question want? The first part of the question, subpart A, asks us that to which class of lever does it belong. Now as you know that whenever the fulcrum is in between load and effort, anywhere in between, the class that it belongs to is class 1 lever. Don't write first class lever, that's a different thing. Write class 1 lever or class 2 lever and so on. The second part of the problem says the length is given. It is said that the length AB is equal to 1 meter. A to B, this length is 1 meter. And the second part of the problem says another length is given, A to F. A to F, this length is given to be 0.4 meters. So what does it want to know? It wants to find us, wants us to find the mechanical advantage. So what is the formula for mechanical advantage? If you look into your book, there are two formulas. One of the formula is that mechanical advantage is load divided by effort. That's the first formula. Associated with this, there is a second formula that mechanical advantage is equal to effort arm divided by load arm, which basically comes from the principle of moments, that load into load arm, if you cross multiply, is equal to effort into effort arm. So in this case, we know the value of the load and effort arm. What is the effort arm? Effort arm is the distance between fulcrum and effort. So that if I name this point O, then effort arm is OB, which is basically AB minus AO. AO is same as AF, that is 0.4 meters. So this is 1 minus 0.4, that is 0.6 meters. So that is my effort arm. And what is my load arm? Load arm is the distance between fulcrum and load, which is AF or AO, that is this distance, 0.4. So from here you can clearly see that there is no such binding rule that fulcrum has to be exactly at the center. The units cancel, the decimals cancel, so what remains is 3 by 2, that is simply 1.5. So the mechanical advantage for this class 1 lever turns out to be 1.5. The third part of the problem says that calculate the value of the effort. So now we know the value of mechanical advantage. So in part C, mechanical advantage is load by effort, and that is equal to 1.5, which we have already found out. Load, we know it is 15 kgf. So 15 kgf by 1.5, that is equal to my effort. So effort turns out to be 10 kgf. If you divide it by 1.5, it turns out to be 10 kgf. Well, that's it. That's the last part. No other sub part is there. So this is one of the sample problems. The first, what you need to do is you need to read the question properly. First part asks which class it belongs to, class 1 lever. Second part wants to know what is the mechanical advantage. If you find that load and effort both are given, you can use this formula. If you find that effort arm and load arm are given, you can use this formula. And then from there, once you find mechanical advantage using this data, you can find that effort, because now load is already known to us, mechanical advantage is known to us, the only unknown quantity is effort. Okay, so let us look into another problem. This is problem number 7 in my book. What does the problem say? It says that a pair of scissors is used to cut a piece of a cloth by keeping it at a distance of 8 centimeter from its rivet. So if you ever look at a scissor, there is something like this, some blades like these are there, and there is some kind of joint at this place, and then from here you have the place to hold the scissor with your fingers. So this basically is the rivet, and it is said that to cut a piece of cloth, with the cloth is kept at a distance of 8 centimeters. So this distance is 8 centimeter. You place the cloth here. Whatever we want to cut, we want to place it here in between the blades. Next it says that an effort of 10 kgf is applied by the fingers. So you place your fingers here. So the effort here that is being applied is 10 kgf, and the distance is given 2 centimeter from the rivet. So this distance between the fingers and the rivet is given to be 2 centimeters. Question wants us to find out the mechanical advantage, the load offered by the cloth, and whether it acts as a force multiplier or speed multiplier. So first of all, we have to find out mechanical advantage. How do we do that? Mechanical advantage is effort arm by load arm. We didn't use the formula load by effort because we don't know what's the value of the load. We only know the value of effort. So what's effort arm? Effort arm will be the distance between this rivet, which basically is nothing but the fulcrum, and the effort point, which is this point. And what's the distance between these 2 points? 2 centimeter. So this is my effort arm, the distance between the fulcrum and the effort. And what's the load arm? That's the distance between fulcrum and load, which is given to be 8 centimeters. So this becomes 1 by 4, which is nothing but 0.25. So my mechanical advantage is 0.25. Next it asks us to find out what is the load offered by the cloth. Now we will use that formula, that mechanical advantage is load by effort, which is equal to 0.25, and therefore load is 0.25 into effort, which is given to be 10 kgf. So 2.5 kgf is the load. Finally, the question wants us to find out whether this pair of scissors is acting as a force multiplier or speed multiplier. Now you know that whenever mechanical advantage is greater than 1, it acts as a force multiplier, and if the mechanical advantage is less than 1, it acts as a speed multiplier. This value is less than 1, so this pair of scissors given in the question will act as a speed multiplier. The other problems, they are more or less of the same kind. The basic part here, the basic thing that you need to keep in mind is that whenever you are solving this kind of problems, you should always identify that which one is the load or which one is the effort, or what is the load arm and what is the effort arm properly. Reading the question and trying to understand this mechanical aspects from the literature of the question is important. In the question, they will not say directly that the load arm is equal to this or effort arm equal to this. They will use this kind of questions like this much centimeter away from rivet, or the handles are this much centimeter long. And for that reason, I said that you need to understand all the examples and also have a look at the diagrams so that you have an idea that what is the effort and what is the load arms, and then you can solve the problems. And obviously, whenever you are using any formula like this, write down the formula first before using the values, and when you do it in your exam, I shall suggest that write it completely, like not just L by E, right? Load by effort, but similarly effort arm by load arm. Try to write it completely when you are appearing for these sums in the exam.